What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, March 29th. Now, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We got a big one, 11 games. Jeremy Grant, Tyrese Halliburton, Ja Morant, Malik Beasley, and JADEN McDaniels are on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, I'm going to the shooting guard spot. We're looking at Bradley Beal. Now, I understand he's questionable, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't really think that he's going to play today. But if he does, he is 8,800, projected for 46. The goal is 53. He's in the optimal lineup 21% of the time. I'm giving him 36 minutes. Taking on Indiana, this is actually a mild pace-up spot for the Wizards. Pacers are a little bit faster than the league average. Obviously, the Washington Wizards are the fastest team in basketball. So we're talking about, 1.29 fantasy points per minute for Beal. His price is down almost $2,000 from where it was 3 weeks ago, but he's still Bradley Beal. So I want to buy him on days where his price is way too low. 34% usage, 31 real points, 5 and 5 rebounds and assists. Maybe you get a steal or a block. I just want to be here if Beal is in. If he is out, we're going to rearrange some of this Washington stuff one way or the other. But if he is in, $8,800 is just too cheap. We're staying in the exact same game, going to the power forward spot and spending the same amount of money, $8,800 on DOMANTAS SABONIS, projected for 46. The goal is 53. He's in the optimal lineup 22% of the time. Now, the Pacers get the benefit of this Wizards matchup. They gain 5 additional possessions over their average. That is multiple fantasy points for DOMANTAS SABONIS just being in this game, and it's a good matchup either way. 1.28 fantasy points per minute, 24% usage. Just a baseline, 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. This spot is incredible. Facing Washington is always a boon for fantasy point performances. This is not going to be a different time. Sabonis under 9K, even with Caris LeVert in there, soaking up a little bit of extra usage, it doesn't matter to me. I am unloading on Sabonis. I hope he's oddly low owned. I doubt that's going to happen, but Sabonis is going to be one of my favorites all day, no matter what happens. Next up at number 3, we're going to the center spot, $6,500 Moses Brown. He's projected for 40. The goal's 45. He's in the optimal lineup 23% of the time. He's just the center now for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're putting Al Horford on ice. There's not a lot else here that's going to be interesting. They just finalized Moses Brown's deal, so 32 minutes. He's just the center. 1.25 fantasy points per minute, 22% usage, 17, 12, 3 stocks. Everything looks good, other than the fact that this is a bit of a pace down spot against Dallas. They actually lose 2.3 possessions over their normal. And this Oklahoma City team isn't very good. The more likely scenario here is that Dallas beats the brakes off of them. But even in blowout run, you just want Moses Brown to play. Minutes in the NBA are minutes for him, and any experience he can get is great. So even in a problematic scenario, I still think you get to Moses Brown. But number 3, 6,500, just not a big enough price tag. If he's the starting center moving forward, he's going to be more expensive than 6,500 in the near future. Next up at number 2, we're going to the shooting guard spot. Again, it's $7,500 Zach LaVine, projected for 40.5. The goal is 48. Optimal lineup 24% of the time. Now, they are going to be integrating Vooch, and that could impact LaVine, but I think it's going to be a benefit, not a detriment. 1.19 fantasy points per minute in this spot because they're taking on the Golden State Warriors. This is a huge pace-up spot for Chicago. 3 additional possessions over their average. So we've got Zach LaVine projected for 27, 4.5, and 4.5. You could get a steal or 2. I love the matchup against Golden State, whether Curry is in or out. LaVine's just going to be able to score, and 7,500 for him. Again, this is a guy that we've seen be significantly more expensive. This is the low end of his price, so I'm buying again. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when it all goes live, then follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman, head underneath the video to the comment section and let me know who is your favorite and least favorite contender. And if you've got one that's not on the list, let me know who your favorite contender is for today. Even with Kyrie Irving back, it's not changing a thing. My number 1 contender is shooting guard James Harden. He's 11,300. I've got him projected for 57. The goal is 61.5. He's in the optimal lineup 26% of the time. He's my preferred pay-up option. 37 minutes, 1.55 fantasy points per minute, because they get to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. That team stinks. They're terrible on defense, and it's a pace-up spot for Brooklyn. Doesn't really get any better than that. 33% usage, 31, 9, and 8 baseline projection, plus 2.5 stocks. Unquestionably easy to pay up for James Harden today. We'll have more than enough value throughout the slate, especially if we keep pricing guys like Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal in really, really low amounts. Doesn't really matter here. I'm paying up for James Harden today, the #1 contender on the slate. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, March 29th. No strategy show for me today, but I will be on live before lock, so keep your eyes peeled for my updates just before we go live for that bad boy. And then we're back again tomorrow. Process show at 6:30 and contenders videos in the morning. Good luck tonight, everybody. I'll talk to you again in the AM.